Matthew 24:4. And Yahweh answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Shai by Hashem Bakar Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Connecticut, to the salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so. To the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nation, that be like unto the heathen nations, that look like them. And to the few Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone, coming at you with another lesson. And this is John Williams. That's the name of the channel. This is John Williams. He puts up very good and informative videos. I got turned on to this guy by our beloved elder apostle Tahar, and I subscribe to his channel, and the guy brings out nothing but really good information, often information that the mainstream tries to duck and dodge and pretends not, it's not happening. They'll show you plenty of distraction news to avoid covering the stories that this guy is talking about, okay? But without any further ado, let me get the sound right, because people be here messing with stuff. And I'm gonna let about 5 or 6 minutes of this video play, because a lot of things that he's talking about, we've been warning that these things would start happening. All right. I mean, you just had the Lord, there was some 30-something tornadoes touched down in 6 states and killed hundreds of people, and hundreds of people are still missing, and the death toll just keeps going up. So this place is being visited. At the same time that happened, a couple days before that, man, they'll say that Isaiah 28 and 29 with fire and tempest. All right, but a volcano went off in Indonesia and killed, I think 34 people, and a bunch of people are still missing, not accounted for. Those people are dead, man. There was one guy who was a truck driver who was trapped in his truck, and he got afraid because the lava was engulfing the truck, and he hopped out and it, burnt his legs off, man. So, judgment is upon the earth, man, and judgment is definitely upon Babylon. And this video, which John did, is called LAPD Says It's Like the Movie The Purge, and tourists to stay out. All right, so without any further ado, this is John Williams.
Through what's happening in LA. So I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months ago, I sold my house in LA. Right now I'm in New York City, and experiencing the changes in both LA and New York over the last 12 months is really unbelievable. But to me, it looks like we're just beginning this series of change. And I'm going to walk you through what's happening. So last week I reported on a very prominent individual and what happened in Truesdale Estates in Beverly Hills. This lady, unfortunately, she was executed, unfortunately, by someone in her home. And she was very prominent. Her husband was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, lived up and down the street from 30, 40, 50, $80 million mansions. The least expensive home in that community is probably $7 million, just to give context. Well, now things have only escalated from there. Now, I'm going to say what's up in the chat. I'm going to walk you guys through what's going on. What's up, everybody? So take a look at this. This is really wild to me. I never thought, to me, this always seems like something that will be in a movie. But LA detective compares The Purge to Los Angeles due to crime rise. This came out today. Imagine that. I mean, we've all seen the movie The Purge. Who would have actually thought that that could actually be, a real life situation? He goes on to say that Los Angeles Police Department detective is warning people not to come to the city as incidents of smash and grab and follow home robberies have risen. Follow home robberies are very, very, they're growing in popularity because essentially they can size somebody up based on their watches. These criminals are actually getting so smart because if you're wearing, let's say, a Patek or a Richard Mille, they know that watch is probably $150, $200, $300, $500,000. And if you have that on your wrist, who knows what you have at your house? And so they can follow you home. In that scenario, it's less likely you're gonna, be around people that are gonna call the cops on them. So they're more enticed to do that. So Jay McBride is also director of Los Angeles Police Protective League. In an appearance on Fox Monday, McBride told anchors that he's telling people do not visit because we don't think we can keep you safe right now, comparing LA to the movie Purge. But instead of 24 hours to commit your crime, they have 365 days.
Wow.
McBride blamed the crime surge on things like Proposition 47, which changed sentencing guidelines, as well as the state's zero bail policy, which he puts criminals back on the street faster than the officers can finish the report. Last week, LAPD Chief Micah Moore and LA Mayor Eric Garcetti announced 14 arrests in connection with a series of smash and grab robberies spanning late November. All 14 of those people were taken into custody, later released due to the state's zero bail policy. In order to fix the problem, McBride suggested starting from the top with Governor Gavin Newsom through called out local officials last week saying that the shoplifters should be prosecuted, calling the spate of robberies unacceptable. The governor has also promised a proposed budget he sends the state lawmakers next month will significantly increase our efforts to go after retail rings. Many policing changes were made in response, right? So this party happened in the Pacific Palisades. So if you don't know how Los Angeles is laid out, you have Hollywood Hills here, right? Hollywood Hills, everyone knows Hollywood. It goes Hollywood Hills. Then it goes Beverly Hills, then Bel Air, and then you have Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, Malibu, right? And so when we're looking at this map, this is where this laid out, Palisades. The least expensive home in this community, just showing you that money does not buy you safety. This was in the Palisades. So you have homes 79 mil, 24. This is 16 and a half, 10.2, 30 mil, 11 mil, 8.5. The least expensive home inside of the Palisades right now for sale above $5 million, even without the $5 million price tag. That was preset. I mean, they're all, 46, 5. You don't have any homes in the $2 to $3 to $4 million range. Oh, here, there's one for 3.65. This is the least expensive home. Oh, no, 2.25 over here. That's the least expensive home. But this is, just a nothing burger, just a bungalow. It's nice, it's beautiful, right? But in comparison to the adjacent properties, this is not anything spectacular. All these homes, I would probably say the median home price is probably somewhere around $10 million, 10 to 12. You have 79, 30, 11, 46.5, 15.5, right? And so two people, they're robbed at gunpoint during the holiday party in the Palisades. And so how this went down is a frightening armed robbery shut down a holiday party in the Palisades. Surveillance video obtained by Eyewitness News shows two suspects entering a side gate that was open and walking through another gate into the home. Two of the partygoers came upstairs to get some of their belongings. They were held at gunpoint and were asked for their iPhones, wallets, Apple Watch. One of them had jewelry, said the homeowner, who wished to remain anonymous. She said men were not known to the guests. I hope they get caught, and people just be aware, said the homeowner. Lock your door. I never thought people would come in during a holiday party. That's the state of the world today. Meanwhile, in another crime investigation in LA, the Los Angeles Police Department released video of a flash mob robbery at the Nordstrom store at Topanga Westfield Mall that occurred November 24th, so about 2 weeks ago. Security guard was assaulted and sprayed in the face with bear spray while the store was open. Right? So,
Okay, we can stop right there. And see, what you have to understand is that those flash mobs that are going to those stores are eventually going to go to those neighborhoods. And as the food supply and the supply chain is more interrupted, um, these well-to-do neighborhoods that are in every major city around America are going to be targets. All right, and it is going to be like the Purge. All right, and see, he said he never thought that it would come to, or that could happen, and we always knew it could happen. All right, we watched the Purge. As a matter of fact, that's some of my favorite series of movies, and the Purge is all prophecy. That's going to happen. All right, but, maybe not just like the scenario in the movie, but the violence and and everything that's going on is going to be more like the Forever Purge. All right, which is the last one. Okay, but this is Isaiah 13, and I'm gonna start at 14, and it reads, "And it shall be as a chased roe." That's a deer that's like running for its life. All right, "And as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land." And I was watching a video with St. Benji. He was using another video from the same guy. Because I was planning on doing this one. I was just waiting to get here to do it. But as he said in this video, Jake is here, stuck here for the most part. The majority of them, I would say less than half of Jake has passports to leave, And it says, "And everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished." So, men are going to watch, they're going to get robbed of everything that they had, tied up, beaten to death, and forced to watch their wives and their daughters get gang raped, I keep telling these women that the carousel is gonna ride you. You done went from man to man, cock to cock. Been on that CC carousel all these years. All these different men before you even married your husband. Or maybe your first or second husband, or in some cases, even more than that. But it's going to be really, really bad. As a matter of fact, let me jump down to 18. And it says, "And their bows also shall dash the young men." So their bows, what? Like their guns. Because you're going to have troops that are going to get let loose as well. And they're going to do major damage when they do. All right. And it says, "Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, that I shall not spare children." So you a pregnant woman and you attractive, they still going to do you. All right. Yep, and then you ain't gonna get spared. You're gonna be right there with getting drilled just like the other women. It's going to get really disgustingly bad out here. I don't know how else to tell it, man. How I just come rough, rugged, and raw because it's the truth. Hell, there even gonna be men that get raped like that. All right. These guys, there's some sick people in the world, man. They're not only gonna rape your wife or your daughter, they're gonna rape you and your son too. It's gonna get nasty out here, man. All right, because of the love of many shall wax cold. All right, so with that, I'm gonna give all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, Wa Abba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Stay prayed up.